Hey everybody, Dominic Esposito. Welcome to the clinic. And the drill instructor way today is going to show you a continuation of what we did last week as we were beginning to learn cue ball speed and object ball speed. Well, this opened up a whole new wave of questions with regard to shot speeds. Now, during the drill instructor's pre-shot routine, as you know, there are three succinct phases. And it's the interruptible stage where you're generally working and studying the table. You have your mental settlement, and then finally the execution. And that entire pre-shot routine, it's the number one pre-shot routine in all of the billiard industry. Every element of every shot that you are going to make, I cover in the pre-shot routine so that when you have a shot that fails, you can always go to a point of your pre-shot routine and see where you faltered, and that's going to impact you making decisions about what you want to consistently be doing more of, so your practice sessions make even more sense. Well, one of the things I do is I give away my pre-shot routine as a free gift. It's included in DITV with complete instruction and teaching, but if you go to the drillinstructor.us, right to the website, you should be able to just get a free copy of my pre-shot routine, where walking time is chalking time is thinking time is planning shot selection time. You see one, you find two, you pick the best shot to shoot. Now that's the point where I put my chalk away. And that is my totally interruptible time. That's where I'm evaluating things. And when somebody happens to distract me, or I distract myself. You could do something stupid like turn and look at something and back. You're distracted. Don't keep shooting. What's the matter with you? Get back up. I put my chalk right back in my hand, and now I'm interruptible again. Hey Larry, good to see you, buddy. How are you? Great. Or, oh, show me something, or whatever. Once this chalk is in my hand, I'm totally interruptible. When this chalk is put away, you can guarantee walking time is chalking time. I get the best seat in the house to see everything. Chalking time is thinking time. I'm going to determine if I'm on offense or defense. Thinking time is planning time. I'm going to determine how I'm going to execute this offense or defensive process at what point. They did not execute in terms of methodology of what happens in the execution, but in the decision mental process. I'm going to see more than one shot. I'm going to pick the best one to shoot, whether it's the offense or defensive execution. Then once I get to the mental adjustment, I want to think about something positive and constructive and that's helpful and that builds me up. Not none of this cue slamming, table banging, stupid face making. What are you fixing? Nothing, except you're helping your opponent who's in the chair. You're the best guy in his team now. He's got you in your head. You got in your own head for him. I love this shot. This is my favorite shot. There's my mantra. There's my mental mantra that I put in my pre-shot routine that I give everybody to do. I love this shot. This is my favorite shot. You give me anything more positive than that, I'll change it in my pre-shot routine. I'll be glad to, and I'll be glad to give you all the credit for it. But until then, I love this shot, and this shot is my favorite shot. I don't know how to get more positive than that, so take it. Now you get into phase 3, the execution. My chalk's away, my head is right, I see the ball go in the hole, I plan the cue ball 3S roll. Where do I want this cue ball to stop? If I've got to shoot this 8 ball here, and then I've got to make shape to get all the way down there for a 9 ball, and my cue ball's here, and it looks to me like if I'm going to put a shot on this 8 ball and line up that pocket position, then that tells me when I look at this right here, okay, that ball's now going in the hole, so now you can see, and I want to get my cue ball down here for my final position. Would you have a problem making the 9 ball from there? Because anywhere else could be harder. So I'd suggest there. So when I'm planning the 3S roll, now those of you get the DITV, this is covered in so much detail. but if you just get the pre-shot routine, go to the website, you download it as a free gift from me. Here's the point I want you to learn tonight. How do I know if my cue ball is let's say I'm here, and I gotta shoot this 8 ball into the side, and then I gotta get my cue ball down here for my beautiful straightened position on the 9 ball, right? Oh, that's sweet, right there. So, how do you know how hard to hit this ball? That's what the 3S roll is for. First thing you gotta determine is, where do I want that ball to stop? S number 1. I want it to stop there. Now, all you people who don't have great cue ball speed and position control, you really should be paying close attention. And call everyone else up quickly who you know also has this problem. So, I need to know where I want that cue ball to stop. That's S number 1. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to determine if I intend to put any spin on that ball. And in this case here, I see I could use a natural roll. Now that's a perfect half ball hit. I can see it measured right up to it. It's coming right over the half ball. The cue ball is exactly at a half ball on the 8 ball. So half ball hit. So what speed am I going to say? That's the last thing I need to know, is what speed I intend to use. So where do I want that cue ball to stop? Do I intend to put any spin on this ball? Because follow is going to affect my speed. Draw is going to impact my speed. And spinning the cue ball and coming off the rails is going to impact my speed. So that's the last thing I will adjust to calculate. Now, I know for a fact that if I were to shoot a 2-speed shot stroke from here down to the other end of the table, as long as I'm in the speed zone right there, here it comes, look at that, look at there, and that is a 2 plus 1. Okay, that's a 2 plus 1, because here you got a 1 speed, you got a 2 diamond range to come in, so you have -1, -2, and here is +1, +2. This is the 1-speed zone. In the 2-speed zone, you come into the zone, and you can come in -1, or you can hit the cushion and come out +1. So whether you're in whatever position you're in, the first thing you want to do is make sure your speed is right. So if I'm going to go from this end of the table to this end of the table, and I'll tell you what, for the purpose of this conversation, let's just put these right down here on the rail so you get the full length of the table, okay? And so as long as I'm somewhere down here, the distance is a 2-speed. So if I want to get my cue ball from here to there, I need to use a 2-speed shot stroke and make sure that my cue ball is going to stop down there, right next to that ball, and be right where I want to be. So that's a 2-speed. So I know, oh, the distance is a 2. So this is where I want to stop the cue ball. I intend to roll it natural. If I roll it natural, it's going to come off that 8 ball with a natural 30-degree roll. And that 30-degree roll is going to put the cue ball right about here, probably, by the look of it. Maybe inside another inch. And now I have a half ball hit. So this is the part you need to understand for speed control. This 8 ball is going to take up 50% of the energy of this cue ball. If I shot into this 8 ball with a 2-speed shot stroke, after I hit that 8 ball, it sucks up half my energy, and that cue ball is going to stop right around here. Just a little roll off to give me a 1-speed. But I need a 2-speed. So I need to hit this technically with a 4-speed shot stroke. So from here, well, I'll keep that there for the shot, but with a 4-speed shot stroke, that's going to be the same power and speed that I need to go down the table, come back up the table, and there's a 1, and there's a 2, I come back to a 3, and now I'm at a 4 minus 2, this would be a 4 minus 1, and this would be a 4. So I personally am going to shoot this in all likelihood with a 4 speed shot stroke and 4 minus 1. So this is what I'm looking for right here. Back up and down, everybody. Practice this stroke a few times and get yourself to the speed where you get this cue ball stopped right about here. That's a 4 minus 1, see? Because if I go all the way to the 4 speed, if I bring it all the way back up to the top and I want this to be a full 4 speed, what's going to happen is that cue ball is probably going to come down to this rail and come bouncing out a little hot, and I may not want that, so I'd rather be right here where I'm at for a 4 speed, just a ball and a half off the cushion. So let's shoot that. 4 speed into the 8 ball, same speed. You can tell from my pre-stroke, look, nothing's going to change. That's the pre-stroke, so I'm going to be shooting with this exact same stroke right here, except my 8 ball is going to eat up half of that. Oh, it didn't even eat up here because I didn't even really aim that well. But hit that ball a little thicker, and it's going to do that for us. So we hit that ball just a little more perfect, and it'll suck up the rest of that energy for us. Let me see, where is it? Right about there. Half ball hit. Let's take it. Here we go. See the pre-stroke? 3, 2, 1. Release the stroke. Make the shot. Natural 30-degree roll. There's the 4 speed. Everything was the same. 3, 2, 1. Release the stroke. Now, the same thing happened. I hit the pure 4, hits the 8, hits in, comes out little. The 8 ball eats up half the energy. Now, if you have a quarter ball hit, it's going to equal 25% of the energy. So as an example, let's say you had to hit something with a 5 speed or a 6 speed, even a 4 speed. But the cue object ball is going to take up 25% of the energy. So your 4 speed is really going to go down to a 3, but you need all 4. So how are you picking up that extra speed? Well, maybe you could shoot it as a 5 plus 1, a 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2. Add the quarter back in. If you're missing a third, let's say you needed to shoot with a 3 speed, and it's going to take up a third of your energy. Now you're only down to leaving 2. So now how are you going to have 2 left over? Well, if you shoot with roughly a 5 speed and take a third off of that, you're going to have like 1.75, 1.8, give or take, almost 2. So use that energy that the object ball eats up. It eats up a quarter ball, a third ball, a half ball, or a full ball. And once you know those mathematic numbers, very simple to practice it, just sit down and use a simple piece of paper and say, if this 14 ball is going to eat up half my energy on this cue ball, or a quarter of my energy, or a third of my energy, or 100% of my energy. And then you could start determining, well, if I'm going to do that, well, if I'm going to shoot with a 1 tip of top, and now I'm going to use a 3-speed shot stroke, where's that cue ball going to go? I don't know, let's see. It went 1 1/4 diamonds forward. So maybe then with a 2 speed, or 2 tips of English, then with 3 tips of English, then do 1 tip of bottom, 2 tips of bottom, and 3 tips. And with that same 4-speed shot stroke, see exactly what you're beginning to do with where that cue ball is landing, finishing, and what speed was necessary. Last week, we learned all about object ball speed. If you have to hit this with a 4 speed, you can hit that ball with a 4 speed. It should be able to come back here, and you should know that you have a 4 speed because you know the speed you have to hit a cue ball to be able to transfer. So technically, you don't realize I just hit a full ball hit with an 8-speed shot stroke. This ball ate up half my energy and left me with 4. And look what I just showed you. So the same is going to be true with a quarter, with a third. Just do the work. And eventually, your cue ball speed and position control is going to become so dialed in. Now again, I teach this with all the details on DITV. You go to Drill Instructor Television, go on the website, look up DITV, just go sign up. Come on, every one of us can afford $10 a month, okay? So little by little, I'm not selling really books and DVDs. I've got a few things left in the inventory. Sometimes we like to give away. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I don't know how many, what's left in any particular inventory. So here's what we'll do. This week, let's do this. What's a good number? Somebody pick a good number. Okay, 15, great, okay. So first 15 people who join DITV, you will send me a text message, or when the order comes in, I am going to just randomly pick one of my books or DVDs from my leftover supply, and I'm just going to send it to you as a free gift. Really, because that right there is $69.99 or 70 bucks plus shipping and handling. Now it's what, 80, 85, because the postage is getting so stupid and expensive. So I'm kicking that right back in there for you, okay? I'll make sure that that comes out to you. You join DITV, and we will have mastering cue ball speed and position control. Everybody, aim straight, shoot straight, split the pockets. That's the drill instructor way. And thanks for joining me. Love you guys. Ladies, gentlemen, I will see you all next week, Lord willing, and you be well. Bye-bye now.